Yeah, we're continuing our tour of some of the Gorge artists in the Gorge Artists Open Studio Tour. The next one will be May 2nd, 2025. We're actually on our way to a really incredible artist who I say paints with fire and glass and wire. Her name is Jodean Sarins, and she's got a studio outside of White Salmon, Washington. And we have to go through the little town of White Salmon, curve around a bunch of curves, and hope we don't miss her street like I normally do. Hey, Jodean!
Hi!
Good to see you again.
Thank you for coming. Appreciate it.
Jodean's one of the artists in the Gorge Artists Open Studio Tours. This was last year's catalog, but she will again be in this year's catalog. And this is one of her close-ups of her work. Oh, look, it matches your shirt. She's a cloisonné artist, a metalsmith, a silversmith. She's got a very well amped up studio, and we're going to take a look. And are you going to do a demonstration for us?
I can, yes.
All right, let's go.
All right.
And if it was a clear day, she has the most gorgeous view of Mount Adams right out here.
And this is nice when we have the studio because I have my own entrance.
You know, welcome to Jodean's studio. As you can see, it's pretty well packed, and she probably knows where everything is, and everything's got a purpose. Here's some of her finished products in the glass case. I don't know, can you get a good shot of that through the glass? Probably a little bit backlit there. Oh, this might be a good shot because the light's not on it. But here's some good examples. These look multi. Where's the cloisonné?
This is the cloisonné's more over here. And there's some in this cabinet as well. But I also do the metalsmithing when I do stones.
So the metalsmithing is how you make the outlines and stuff?
No, actually metalsmithing is, for me, is the setting of the stones. Like those two in the necks, those are set. Whereas these, I was going to show you how I did these. These are champleve, which is a form of enameling cloisonné. But what I did is I took two pieces of fine silver and I fused them together rather than soldering them. And so that requires a lot.
Fused them in the kiln?
No, actually I was going to use the torch and show you how it's done.
Okay.
And I'll show you the end result before we start it. I just did these. These are going to be earrings. So see how they've got the enameling in the center of them. And this one needs to be filed way down and get rid of all that black enamel around it. But that's more like what it'll look like when it's finished.
The enamel is the powdered pigment that melts?
Yes, and it's actually fine glass.
I want to get a shot of this back here. So this is what she means with all the enamels. All this is powdered enamel, and here she's made the test tile of each color, so you can tell after it's heated. What's the temperature it goes to?
1435 for 2 minutes for each firing.
And so you can see how it's a dry pigment there, and how when it gets heated, it changes color. But look at the variety of in here.
That's half of them. The other half's on the other side of the room.
Did these come with the test already on it?
No,
you had
I have
to make each
those.
test?
Yes.
Wow.
And I have to use fine silver for each one of those.
That's a labor of love.
Well, you have to know, you do that. You have to know what color it's going to be because it changes.
All right, what we got going over here?
Okay, so it's getting ready to make something on those. But I wanted to show you how, and I'm sure you know, how the colors change when you put them in the kiln and bring them out. I can put it in and then I'll show you the difference between this one while it's yellow. See the yellow center?
Yeah.
Okay, it'll be about 2 minutes. I'll show you something else while we're waiting on it.
And you just pulled this one out when we came, right?
I did. I'm getting ready to...
Is it still really hot?
No. It's been cooling for a long time.
What is it?
It's going to be a whale. This whale.
Is this silver?
No, that's counter enamel. You'll never see it. It'll be set in sterling silver. It'll be a lot smaller than
You
this.
gonna put two pieces together and make a whale?
No, I'm making two of them. They're
Oh, there'll be a little whale.
yeah, little whale. They're for a commission. This size whale.
From this to this.
Yeah,
Oh, there's a nice
there he
one.
is. So the wire work will form the shape of the body, and then I'll fill it in with colored enamels.
Do you have to use tweezers to do that?
Yeah, tweezers and wire. I have, let's see, cloisonné wire. This is what the wire looks like.
Is this silver?
Yes, fine silver.
Dental floss.
And you bend it. That's the most difficult part.
What, a bug?
I do. Can I put him outside?
What was it?
He was walking on your shoulder.
Was it a ladybug?
Oh no, I don't know what it is. Oh. The middle. Remember it was yellow before? And now it's red because when it goes in the kiln, it comes out a different color. Well, you know.
So was it fired the first time?
Yes, this has been fired quite a few times. Actually, probably about 15, 20 times.
Wow.
Because you have to raise the enamel up to the top of the surface. This is not going to be as high, but I have to file it down.
So you just keep adding it and firing it, adding it,
yes.
firing it?
Mm-hmm, because when it's in there, then it melts and it goes back down again. Huh. So yeah. And then...
What are these going to be?
They're earrings. See the little tiny hole? Oh, here's a pair. This is what they look like.
Finished product.
Yeah.
Now, is there any method to the organization?
Actually, there is. I try and keep the round ones together and the flat ones together, and the ones I don't use a lot on the far ends or the cutting ones on the far end.
Huh.
So I do have method to my madness.
Oh, wow. How did you get into this?
I started out making or buying and selling vintage jewelry, rhinestones, because I like sparkle. And then they had a class in my town, and I took one, and I'm like, oh, I can make my own jewelry. So I started doing the metalsmithing, and I took every class they offered in jewelry.
Now, the metalsmithing is the silver part.
Well, it's actually when you solder the, this is too fine to leave in there, when you solder the silver with the solder, metal solder, and you build things like this is metalsmithing. This is a project I'm working on. So this piece will be soldered to this piece here.
Metalsmithing is building it.
Yes.
Okay.
And then this will have prongs put around it to hold it. This is a commission for a girl.
And then there's the enamel and the cloisonné.
Yes, but this won't have any enamel. This is just all metal. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get the terminology right.
With flux and solder.
Oh, you do call it floss.
Yeah, flux is what
flux. I thought you said floss. Okay.
No, we have glass flux and we have metal flux. Like this is the metal flux for soldering. So you put that in and it melts and it holds two pieces of silver together.
That thing?
Yes, that's the one I like. Then there's three different solders. There's easy, medium, and hard. And you use the different ones progressively from hard to easy so you don't melt the first one. You use the hardest one, it's the highest melting. Then you progress down.
All right, show us one.
This is actually welding. What do you call it? A lighter.
You push that down and fire comes out?
No, fire. Nothing comes out. But it's a spark. And then when I turn the gas on, there's gas in that tank. Then the gas comes out. Oh, and now I knock these guys. I want them to be as close to circles as I can.
Won't the intensity of the flame knock them off? Oh, you hit them from underneath.
Yeah, yeah. And now, trust me, I can melt it. That's not my goal.
Can you see it melt? Or do you just
I don't want to melt it.
Oh, okay.
There you go. All right, that fused those two pieces of metal together. They melted together. This is pretty much very similar to what I do if I was soldering, only I would have solder that I just showed you in between my metals. Copper you can use, or you can use fine silver.
Now, what was that?
This is just cooling it off, water.
You put it in water?
Yeah. And then I'll put a hole in it, and then I actually will dome it. So I wasn't too worried
And
about
so I was
bending
looking at these. Is this where you do the doming over
Yes.
here?
Yes.
So you put it on and you start to hammer?
Yes. Yeah, you have to dome the enamel pieces because you want that. Well, remember you asked me about the backing on that one?
Yeah.
You have to have enamel on the front and the back at about the same depth so that the glass moves at the same time. If one side moves and the other doesn't, it'll crack. So you put the same thing, and then doming it helps reduce the amount of, yeah.
And you hit it with these things?
No, that's more for shaping if I wanted to make a square or something. This is more what I would use. I can show you on this little guy.
Wow, this is heavy. It's kind of like Rubik Cube. You got to figure out which one goes where. Yeah?
Yeah, well, actually, I start here and bring those to me.
Do you have a holder for them?
That is the holder. Here, let me show you how it works. Okay, so that's the one I just did.
Uh-huh.
Normally, we'd put a hole in it
Oh,
now.
and then you put it in ups. Oh.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's find one that's going to be just a little domey. I guess if that's going to fit. Yep, that fits.
Little dab will do you.
Little dab.
Look at that. Nice little dome.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's got that. Was that supposed to be there?
Yeah. That's the stuff. Now we put the enamel. Now we make the picture inside, like you saw those flowers, and then we fill it in with glass, and then we sand it all down to smooth it out. There's a lot of steps to doing this.
At these, can you take a couple out?
Certainly. What would you like to see? This is one of. I like big.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Now, what is that?
It's a piece of jasper, I think. This is metalsmithing. Okay, so this is a bezel set around the stone, and then I like semi-precious stones added to my stuff, and cut it out in the back and make it a little bit lighter.
Oh.
So there's that. This is another great big one. I like the big ones.
And is this one a...
This is mostly metalsmithing on this side, and then enameling is in the other. Yeah.
Yeah. So is this an example of the enameling right here?
Nope, that's a stone.
That's a stone?
That's that. Yeah.
Okay.
These guys here are enameled. Those are enameled. And this is more metalsmithing, which is called kimbu. It's a Korean technique where you put gold, fuse gold onto fine silver, and then patina or blacken it so it stands out.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but you saw me fusing with a torch where you fuse this a little lighter because the gold is thin leaf gold. And I roll it myself.
All right.
Oh, it's
Well, you can
expensive,
see
so I have to.
Jodean Sarins, that's how you pronounce
Sarins.
it, has an incredibly well-stocked studio. You're open by appointment.
Yes.
She will be part of the Gorge Artist Open Studio Tour. I think it's May 2nd, 2005. She's up off of White Salmon.
It's a nice drive.
It's
a
easy to
beautiful
find.
drive.
It's the first time it's been easy to find. So she doesn't believe in mobile phones, so make sure you call her on her landline. Hello, Jodean, are you home? I'm going to arrange a visit. Okay, bye. Oh, I love these in here. Love these kitties. And you do custom work, correct?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is a lot of your work custom work?
No, not a lot, I wouldn't say. Mostly I do what I think is fun, and then if somebody sees it, I'd like one like that, but I'd rather have this than that.
And where can people find your work?
I have a website.
And we're going to throw that up later? Yeah. We'll
Okay.
put
I have
it
a
up later.
website.
And what about in stores or anything?
Oh, I'm in the Dalles Art Center, and I am at Maryhill Museum, and I'm supposed to be going to one in Stevenson, but I haven't done it because I'm lazy.
So she's in the Gorge, locally
Yeah.
in the Hood River, the Dalles area of the Gorge. Well, thanks for giving us a tour, Jodean. We can find your work on your website,
Yes.
your phone number. She does commissions. She shows in the region, the Hood River, the Dalles region. She is one of the artists. There were over 50 this year in the Gorge Artist Open Studio Tour. She will be in next year.
Yes.
Her place is located outside of White Salmon, Washington. It's up a little windy road, and when you come here on a really clear day, Mount Adams is bang right there. So I just want to show a couple examples. This is some of the fine cloisonné work, correct?
That's cloisonné.
So it's a combination of fused enamel
Yes.
and wire.
Yes.
And I'm actually going to end this one on, she said there's a cat's butt behind her. There's a little cat's butt. So anyway, Jodean, thank you for this tour.
Thank you so much for coming. I so appreciate it.
Remember Yvonne Wakefield's YouTube channel and our kitchen sink tales whenever they drop. I don't have anything here. Oh, here. I'll take this out. Remember, stay hydrated. Bye-bye. See you next week.